man. So like I think all right, Konosuke Takeshita versus Ricochet International Championship match. Konosuke Takeshita defeats Ricochet. I think people are being way harder on this than is deserved because I feel like they actually did a lot of like cool and frankly spectacular things in the match. Just none of it was over. That's the only thing. Like nobody cared. I was like, these guys are like, they're just not getting the reactions. And then I was like, I just started looking at Ricochet, and I'm just like, I'm not seeing it, man. Like, and they keep giving him
We got to
chance
start having that
after chance
conversation
after chance, and now he's going to see too, right? He's getting chance after chance after chance, and then it's like Konosuke Takeshita is one of the 5 best wrestlers in the world this year. I'm not blaming him.
Let me say this. Ricochet has had, in his time in AEW, spotlight matches with Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher, and Konosuke Takeshita. Were any of those matches great? They were good, but were any of them great? And if you can't have great matches with those dudes,
then
when am I supposed to expect you to have great matches?
And your whole thing is like you want to be a great match wrestler, right? You want to carry the promotion, and your rep historically has been this incredible performer. All this tells me is that in this company, he cannot be relied on to be that. To be like, oh, we're putting Ricochet on pay-per-view, like penciled in 4.5. You cannot like ensure that that's like, like that's not an expectation for him. Like it's too far
It's not
gone.
2008. It's not 2018 or 19 anymore. And
like he needs to change something.
Quite frankly, but that is the thing.
But he can't.
I think his problem. Look, he comes out to the ring and he has the thing we always talked about when Rey Mysterio had the bad knees. Like he's not or Shawn Michaels is like they came back and they're wearing baggy pants. Those baggy pants are hiding knee braces.
He had the trunks for a little bit though. He had the trunks at Wrestle Dream.
Okay, I
and that match was really good.
Yeah,
but he's in there with Takeshita and Will Ospreay. If he can't have a good match, if he can't have a banger with those two in the three-way match, then like, what are we even doing? Like, he's clearly still very, very talented. I think he's cooked athletically because why are his finishes those finishes as opposed to like forget the double moonsault and the 630 shit. Forget that. Why are his finishes not a spectacular flight off the top rope? You know what I'm saying?
He's like, I need to find something to do something to everybody, and like he's struggling. Like it's almost like you're seeing a guy in the middle of his career realize that like he did not prepare for like he is a scorer, right? That realized he can't drive to the hoop.
Rich, he's a guard with no jumper outside of 20 feet.
Yeah.
Like he is aged in dog years, and we're now looking up and be like, oh my god, I didn't realize this happened. But he looks at it the same. It's like looking at 2015. It's like looking at post 2014 Dwayne Wade. It's like what happened here?
Right. It's like he does not drive he does not get to the rim anymore, and he does not get separation from the defense. And then what happens? It's like you're the same player you were, except you're not open anymore.
Yep.
That's what it feels like with Ricochet, and like. Oh, it's like somebody needs to sit him down and have a heart-to-heart with him and be like, yo, do you know who you are as a wrestler right now? And like, you need to look yourself in the mirror and be like, I need to dig deeper into my craft because, like, his initial introduction push, that died on this show or whatever. Like, this is it. Like, this is chapter 1 of Ricochet closed in this company here.
This was his first loss.
And there's also a part where, like, he got one of those cars from Hurt Syndicate. So it's like, he's been losing matches, so it's like, hey, they can always add him to that thing, and then he, like the way he's working now actually fits more what I would imagine Ricochet would be if he was heel. Even though I'd never be like, why would we ever turn Ricochet heel? But like at this point,
like he's got to explore that.
You come in from initial goodwill, and then you put him in, give him something to to give him the edge, and then eventually you'll try it as a babyface later on, maybe.
And like I think he needs to like. Think about like how do I want to wrestle? How do I want to and start tapping into like character stuff like that. That Hurt Syndicate is a get out of jail free card for him right now. Like if they decide that.
And And like, don't get me wrong, like he also can be a great technical wrestler when he wants to. I've seen him versus Gargano. I've seen him versus Pete Dunne. He can wrestle his ass off in chain and mat wrestling, but he's.
Got
It
the
feels
Zach
like
match in January.
right, like it feels like he is doing the. I have to wrestle a certain way because people expect this from me coming in, but I can't really do that right now. So I'm trying to find some middle ground that's not actually not is meeting expectations for what people have for his past, and like he's trying to tread water until the next thing. He needs to get to the next thing quick because like these quality matches that aren't great, that's a problem because we still look at him as a great wrestler. And maybe that's unfair given the amount of stuff he's done to his body and the weight he's put on as well. But I remember that guy. I can't get that out of my mind. He's one of the most spectacular wrestlers I've ever seen wrestle. Like it's like if Phoenix just all of a sudden just didn't have it anymore. You're making the jokes about like the spectacular guy, the spectacular explosive guy that doesn't have a jumper and he all of a sudden reaches the age and he's done. It's like Ricochet right now looks like Dwayne Wade, where like the injuries add up and the bad knees add up, and
he's more like Allen Iverson.
But like on the same end, like Phoenix, every time we seen him, he's like Westbrook it was like knee surgery comes off the table, and he's the same guy again. Bad, like it's
like Ricochet, Derrick Rose, like what's going on? Like,
oh god,
is just a role player in the rest of his career?
That happened to Derrick Rose. He was in his early or mid 20s. Look, yeah, I get you, baby.
Allen Iverson,
all
of a sudden he's just done.
Man, that dude was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So up next,
man. I was one more thing on Ricochet, man. I was looking at those C2 blocks, and the dude I was going like, I don't know about this. Was Ricochet? Like that's
really?
the dude. I was wondering, like, can he like? Because like I think Juice Robinson's gonna be he'll be like a pin eater in this, and I think he'll be fine for what I expect of him.
So Ricochet's in that Claudio and Ospreay block, right?
Yeah.
Those are two like natural, like great opponents for him. Like so we'll see. Like, am I expecting him to roll off 4.5s? No, but am I expecting him to roll off 4s? Yes. And it's C2, it's television wrestling. That's more than good enough. Now, like I think my expectations are like, nah, this ain't the dude that this ain't Adam Cole versus Ricochet. This ain't Gargano Ricochet. This isn't Malachi Black Aleister Black and Ricochet versus War Raiders Ricochet anymore. We're past that. But this ain't Dragon Gate Ricochet versus.
He's the other bar shows every stage of beer growth. That's great.
Like we're not like this isn't Dragon Gate versus Pac, right?
Yeah.
We're just a different stage. We have to see where this goes, and like
Ricochet, man,
watching a flyer age gracefully.
Let me
look
at these Dragon Gate US